If you've never entered Ariaria International Market in Aba, Abia State, then you've not truly entered a real African market. Ariaria is not your regular market. Nah. It is a world on its own. You can find anything there, from handmade wine to a brand new set of legs. And I mean that literally. This is real talk. The place is so big that once you enter, you might forget your own name. The way people shout, drag you, and try to market to you at once. You will be wondering if you mistakenly entered a wrestling ring instead of a market. It was in this hotbed of hustle that a young woman named Asa decided to start her business. Asa wasn't just anybody. She was sharp, fine, and very confident. She had tried many small businesses in the past, like selling of perfumes, makeup, and even catfish pepper soup at some point. But now, she wanted something big, something that would bring her respect and money. So, she looked around and saw that textile clothes business was booming in Ariaria markets. Women were trooping in from Port Harcourt, Uyo, Owerri, and even Lagos to buy lace, Ankara, and other kinds of material from Aba traders. The way they were shouting, "Madam, buy from me now," and even smiling when a customer priced a 15,000 naira material for 3,000 made Asa respect the hustle. She knew that the market was for the strongest and smartest, but she wasn't afraid, not at all. She stood in front of Ariaria Gate one day, looked at the market from afar and said, "This place will hear my name." She wasted no time at all. She started her mission like an undercover detective. For one full month, she went to the market, not to sell or buy, but to observe. She watched how the traders called customers. She studied their body language. She noticed the tricks they used. She even bought small materials here and there just to enter different shops and observe their style of marketing and sales. One day, she watched a trader offer a customer a chilled bottle of Fanta with gala, and the next thing, the woman bought 2 bales of lace. Asa whispered to herself, "Wow, this market runs on hospitality and small manipulation." Asa went home that night, picked up her notepad, and wrote down her observations so far. The shop must be near the busy road. You must learn to shout without losing your voice. You must always offer your potential customers a drink. And you must learn how to act as if the customer was your long-lost sister or brother. After saving and borrowing money from her cousin, she finally got a shop in one of the best areas in Ariaria. It was small but strategic, just beside the public toilets. At first, she complained, "What kind of location is this now?" But someone assured her, "That toilet area is gold. People enter to pee and come out to buy something. Customers full ground for year." So she managed. She decorated the shop with colorful wrappers, added beautiful wallpapers, and stocked up her shop with shiny lace that sparkled like disco lights, Ankara with loud colors, and bale materials for big ceremony. She was ready, and her slogan was, "Asa's fabric. When you wear it, you feel like somebody." Asa's first day in the market was like entering a battlefield. She wore her best outfit, an orange lace blouse with butterfly sleeves and black trousers. Her face was beat like a makeup artist's exam project, and she tied her gele so high that people thought she was attending a wedding. With boldness and energy in her bones, she opened her shop door and shouted, "It is time to make money." By 9 a.m., the real market started. Traders poured outside like flood waters. Everyone stood in front of their shops, clapping, shouting, whistling, and calling customers like lost chickens. Asatu joined them. She had practiced her voice at home. "Madam, come now. This lace will carry you to heaven. Sweet sister, you too fine. Just enter and see our designs." Some women looked her way, and some even smiled, while only a few entered her shop. But that was where the real trouble started. Once they entered, they would sit down, start turning the clothes upside down and asking questions like, "Is this original Swiss lace or fake Swiss lace that is acting like original?" They would touch, and end up not buying anything. Some would say, "Okay, let me just look around and come back." But they never came back. Asa started feeling foolish. Wait, is it that I am not shouting very well? Or is it that I am not fine enough? Meanwhile, her neighbor Mama Prosper was making sales like a magician. Every 10 minutes, you would hear customers say to her, "Auntie, bring your POS. Auntie, you no get change. Auntie, add that wrapper for me too." One day, Asa sneaked into Mama Prosper's shop, pretending to buy something, and that was when she saw the real strategy. Mama Prosper had a mini fridge inside her shop. Once a customer sat down, before they even picked any clothes, she would offer them a cold drink. "Take something, my sister. You don't work out too much today." The customer would smile, open the drink, and from there, their mind would relax. That was when Mama Prosper would strike. "This material is the one you've been dreaming of. Look at the pattern now. If you wear this one, people will greet you, madam, and be opening doors for you everywhere." Bam! That was it. The next thing would be payments. Even if the customer didn't want to buy before, because of the drink, her conscience wouldn't let her leave without making a purchase. Asa stood outside her shop and watched it happen again and again. She sighed and said, "Okay, Asa, you came to play with professionals, but two can play the game now." That night, she walked back home slowly, dragging her slippers on the ground. But in her mind, she was planning she would not lose. She had never failed before. Not in dancing competition, not in her youth choir drama, and definitely not in this textile business. I didn't come to Aba to joke. I might have lost the first round, but the match isn't over. So that night, she sat down with her red jotter, the one with Boss Lady written on the front, and wrote her new strategy. There will be no more begging. I will recruit professional hustlers to do that aspect for me. Number 2, I will buy soft drinks in bulk for hospitality. Number 3, I need to learn the art of packaging and sweet mouth. Number 4, also, I will study their facial expressions. If any customer frowns, my first job is to make them laugh. Finally, number 5, a little secret to seal the strategy up. After putting everything in place, the next week, Asa arrived early and met one of the market hustlers, one slim boy with dreadlocks that looked like burnt spaghetti. His name was Sunday. "Sunday, I want to employ you." Sunday grinned. "Auntie, I'm at your service now. Now we dey run this area." They signed the agreement. Asa would pay him per head. For every customer he dragged into her shop, he would earn commission. It was that simple. Sunday went to work immediately. He started shouting like a town crier. "See better lace, oh! Madam, they dash lace for here. Come collect your own. Auntie, this lace is calling your name, oh! Even your village people no go recognize you again if you wear am." And surprisingly, women began to follow him in. Asa was ready. Once they entered her shop, she would jump up like a frog and shout, "Welcome, my sister, my customer of the day." Before the customer would say, "I just want to look," Asa would already be unrolling the fabric like red carpet and throwing it stylishly over the woman's shoulder. "Jesus, madam, look at the mirror. This is your perfect color. It is as if your skin was made for this material." The customer would giggle shyly. Sometimes, Asa would pretend to wipe imaginary tears from her eyes. "Kai, this material is too fine on you, eh? If I had your shape, I would have worn this one to my friend's wedding." The woman would laugh again, open her bag, and start asking for account number. Even Asa herself was surprised. The trick was simple. Make them feel like queens. Use sweet mouth like syrup. Add small flattery and watch their hands enter their purse. By the end of that week, Asa sold more than she had sold in her first month. Business was moving fast, too fast that even she couldn't believe it herself. Even Sunday, the hustler boy, now came to work wearing loud perfume and dark shades, walking like someone that had signed a deal with Dangote. Other traders were watching and impressed. "Now who be that small girl with the gathered crowd for this market?" They asked around and pointed. "That is Asao, the new queen of textile in Ariaria." Meanwhile, far away in Uyo, a young lady named Ima was scrolling through Instagram with her cracked techno phone. She saw a vendor's post about a fine red lace, shining like fire, but the price shocked her. Lace, 50,000 naira, limited stock, the caption read. 50 what? Ima nearly choked on her gari. This same lace, 50,000 naira, when I can enter Aba and get it for 20,000 naira or less. She showed it to her roommates. All four of them were sitting on one mattress. Her friend Blessing said, "Babe, forget Instagram. They always inflate their prices. Aba will humble that vendor." So, Ima decided to go to Aba to get it. After all, the distance from Uyo to Aba was not much. She packed her travel bag and entered a bus to Aba. She wore her market outfit, an old slippers, no makeup, and a casual top to appear like someone with no money. She got to Ariaria market and started her search. After walking around and dodging the people shouting, "Fine girl, come buy lace," she landed in Asa's shop. By accident, Asa's eyes lit up the moment she saw her. She could smell a fresh customer from a mile away. She stood up and shouted, "Auntie, welcome. Today is your day." Before Ima could say, "I just dey check," Asa had already thrown a red lace on her shoulder. "Ah, see elegance. You look like the wife of a senator." Ima smiled small. "Sit down, Joe. This one is too fine. If I was a man, I would marry you instantly." Ima started blushing like tomato in the sun. Sunday immediately brought a bottle of cold Sprite for her. "Take this one, ma. You look tired. Let us refresh you small." And just like that, the next minute, Asa brought out her POS. "Madam, this lace is only remaining 2 in the whole of Nigeria. Oh. Don't waste time. Make your payment now." Ima blinked. "How much did you say it is again?" "Only 70,000 naira. That is our promo price." Ima's eyes widened. Her lips tried to move, but no sound came out. Then Asa said, "Let me give you something for transport back. I will remove 1,000 naira for you." Ima smiled awkwardly. 10 minutes later, she was already walking back to the park, holding the red lace in a nylon bag. It It was when she was seated in the bus that she pinched herself. Wait, what just happened? 70,000 naira. How did this happen? She returned to Uyo like a defeated warrior returning from war. After all her bragging, Kai! As soon as she reached home, her roommates rushed to greet her. Ah, babe, you went to Aba and came back alive. Let's see the lace now. Emma opened the nylon and they all screamed, wow, this is beautiful. It is very fine, oh. So how much did you pay? One of them asked. Emma hesitated for a minute and then said quietly, 70. Blessing raised an eyebrow. 70 naira. Emma looked down ashamed and shook her head. No, 1,000. Her roommates were silent for a moment and then they burst into uncontrollable laughter. Wait, oh, Emma, you left Instagram price of 50k, traveled all the way to Aba to go and pay 70k in area, one of her roommates asked. Ha! Aba people do you this one, oh. I saw it cheaper elsewhere. Don't go buy am costlier. Instead of you to just buy it peacefully from the Instagram vendor and it will be delivered to your doorstep. You stressed yourself, entered bus and went off to Aba. This is what they call welcome package. Emma held her chest sorrowfully. You people don't understand. I just sat down, oh. Then I blinked and then the next thing I was already paying. I think that woman used jazz on me. Blessing nodded. That is why it is called Ariaria International. Even spiritual things, they happen there. You need to shine your eyes. They all laughed it off. But deep inside, Emma respected Asa because only a true market queen could make you pay more than you planned for and still smile while doing it. Asa 1, Emma 0. By now, Asa's name was ringing like a bell in Ariaria markets. As usual, people would always talk. Some people said she was using jazz, while others said it was just packaging. But everybody agreed on one thing. Asa knew how to sell, and she had already built a name. She had loyal customers coming from Lagos, Enugu, Uyo, and even Benin Republic. She now wore fine lace every market day, tied her gele proudly, and carried herself like a deputy governor's wife. She needed to always represent her brand. However, a major factor that also contributed to Asa's business growth was because she knew how to mind her business. But all of that was about to change because very soon, someone who didn't mind her business would cross her path. Due to her influence and achievements in the textile sector, she had been accepted into the association as a bona fide member, and so far she was pulling weight. And then it got to their election period. Asa wanted to be secretary because that position came with respect, free drinks at meetings, and access to some special customers. But there was a problem. The Textile Association had a rule. To qualify for any leadership role, you must have at least one apprentice learning from you in your shop. Now, all her competitors had apprentices, young girls running errands for them, learning their trade, and shouting, "Customer welcome," at the entrance of their shop. But Asa had none, not because she didn't get applications from young girls daily, but because she didn't trust anybody with her secret methods. But the time for election was ticking, and Asa didn't want to back down. That was when Somto came. She was a short, round-faced girl with a tiny but sharp voice. She came with her auntie one afternoon begging to learn under Asa. Auntie, please, I am ready to do anything just to learn from you. I can sweep, I can hype, I can even dance for customers if they want. Asa looked at her skeptically. Are you sure? Yes, ma, I am very serious. Can you also keep your mouth shut? Yes, auntie, I can even zip it. Finally, Asa agreed. Okay, you will be on 1 month probation. I don't want any mistake. Do you hear? Yes, ma. And just like that, Somto joined Asa's word. Somto was like a sponge. She soaked in everything Asa taught. And in just 1 week, she had learned how to smile at customers like they were family members. She learned the trick of pretending that the material was almost finished, even when there were still many bundles left. She charged each customer according to their appearance. A woman with an expensive wig and handbag deserves a higher price. And most importantly, she made sure that every customer sits down before anything and then threw the material on their shoulders. Why must they sit down? Somto asked Asa one day. Asa smiled mysteriously. It is our style of hospitality, but truly, it wasn't just a style. There was something about sitting on that red plastic chair in Asa's shop. Once anyone sat there, they would forget how to say no. Even people that came for only market surveys somehow found themselves buying 2 bales of lace and paying by transfer. Somto didn't ask again. As long as it worked, she just obeyed. Somto worked really hard that even Mama Prosper commended her. This your girl dey try you. Hold am well before another person go collect am from you. And Asa was happy that she had finally found someone she could trust. So she started leaving the shop for Somto sometimes to attend association meetings or to go do special deliveries. Just make sure every customer sits first, no matter what. She repeated again and again. Somto nodded each time. Yes, ma, I understand. Until one fateful day. That day started like every other normal market day. Asa left early for the association meeting. They were finalizing the election plans and she wanted to go and show face. Before she left, she looked around the shop and told Somto, don't touch anything on the top shelf. Just attend to customers and make sure they sit down first. Somto completed with a wide smile. Good girl, Asa said and left. Now, fortunately and unfortunately for Asa, Somto was a Bebeto, what we would call ITD, I too do. She always wanted to impress Asa and by so doing, always went beyond the task given to her. It had been working fine and Asa had been truly impressed by her efforts. But today, after Asa left, Somto cleaned the front of the shop, arranged the fabrics by color, and then started to feel like overdoing. Let me surprise Madame with deep cleaning today. She will be so happy. She brought out broom, mop, brush, soap, everything and started to clean. She cleaned under the tables, the door, and surfaces. After that, she then climbed a small stool and started cleaning the top shelf. And that was when she saw something strange. A dry banana leaf, tied like suya, hidden in the corner of a plastic basket. What is this old rubbish? She brought it out and opened it. Inside was a strange smelling purple powder. It looked like ground hibiscus flower mixed with garlic. Chai! How can Madame keep this kind of thing here now? No wonder this place has one kind of smell. Without thinking twice, Somto blew the powder away like dust and tossed the banana leaf into the waste bin. Cleanliness Holiness is next to godliness, she said proudly as she dusted her hands. She mopped the shop till it smelled like lemon soap. Then she waited for customers. The first woman came in, and as usual, Somto smiled and shouted, "Welcome, ma, please sit down." As soon as the woman sat, Somto immediately threw a beautiful peach lace on her shoulder and said, "Auntie, this one was made for you. Just pay and thank me later." The woman touched the lace, then frowned. "How much is it?" 55,000 naira, ma." The woman laughed, stood up, and walked out without even saying, "I will be back." Somto was confused. The next customer soon came, and she used that same method, but she still got the same reaction. By 3 p.m., not a single sale had entered. Somto was sweating and confused by now. Asa soon returned with jollof rice and zobo in a nylon bag, dancing into the shop. "My girl, how markets?" Somto gave her a nervous smile. I've not made any sales yet, Mao, but I've been busy doing cleanup since morning. I cleaned everywhere." Asa smiled. "You too do. Even Asepa no do cleanup reach you. Anyway, well done. Now that I am here, the customers would soon start coming." However, throughout that day, it was only 2 customers that came, and they didn't even buy at the usual inflated price. Asa had to sell below her cost price for the first time, just so as to make sales that day. In the evening, Somto left and Asa started to do her routine checks in the shop. That was when she realized that her powder was gone. She wanted to run mad. She searched everywhere but didn't see it. She then called Somto on the phone to inquire. "Bia Somto, you said you did clean up in the shop today, right?" Somto smiled. "Yes, ma." Asa was sweating. "Where and where did you clean?" "Everywhere, oh madam, from top to bottom, including the shelves." Asa froze. "Wait, which shelf?" "The top one, ma." Asa was on the verge of having a heart attack by now. Somto, what did you clean there?" "Auntie, there was one dirty banana leaf with powder like that. I threw it away. I was even thinking, you threw away the banana leaf?" Asa interrupted. "Yes, ma." Asa couldn't blink. Her eyes widened and her lips trembled. "You threw away my powder." "Somto, who even sent you to clean my shop?" "Environmental officer." "Did I tell you that my shop was dirty?" You have finished me." Still, Asa didn't understand how finished she was yet, but the next day, she was about to find out. Asa spent that night looking for solution, but none came. She went home in a daze. The powder was gone, and Asa knew that something tragic was about to happen because she had been warned. The old man that gave her the powder had warned her about the repercussions of the powder being tampered with. Months ago, the old man had specifically told her, "Use this small at a time. It will never run out as long as it remains in this banana leaf. Do not throw it away. If not, your business will vanish." Asa sat on the floor with her hands on her head. She was in trouble, a very big one. The powder was not just an ordinary powder. It was the reason every customer who sat down in her shop entered one kind of confusion and bought whatever she showed them. Now, the powder was gone, and so was her luck. The next morning, Asa arrived early at the shop, wearing her red money lace with gold earrings to impress. But in her heart, she was shaking. She prayed quietly. "Even if it is one customer, let them buy something from me today, please." By 9 a.m., Sunday arrived and started calling customers as usual. "Auntie, come see lace wey go make your mother-in-law respect you." One woman followed him in. Asa jumped up excitedly. "My sister, you are welcome oh." The woman sat. Asa smiled widely and brought out her favorite lace. "Just look at this one. This material is talking. It is calling your name." The woman looked at it, touched it, then stood up. "I will be back," she said, and walked out. Asa's smile froze. Another woman came, and the same thing happened. By 12 p.m., Asa was already sweating, even with the fan on. By 3 p.m., she had sold only 1 yard of plain material for 1,000 naira. That was when she knew that the powder was truly gone. She sat down on her red plastic chair, held her head, and muttered, "I am finished though. Somto has finished me." Somto came in at that time with 2 meat pies and a bottle of water. "Madam, I bought snacks for us." Asa looked at her like she was a demon. "Snack for what? Is it snack that will bring customers?" Somto was confused. "But madam, get out of my shop, Somto, before I use this lace to tie your destiny." Somto dropped the meat pie and ran out. That evening, Asa went home early, but she was restless. She tried calling the old man who gave her the powder, but his number was off. She went to his house that very night, only to find out that he had moved. Just like that, she cried. The following day, she returned to her shop only to meet the shock of her life. Her once fully stocked up shop, which was the biggest thing in her area, was empty. Totally, completely empty. There were no lace, no bill, and no Ankara. She stood at the doorway with her mouth wide open in complete shock and confusion. She walked in slowly and checked everywhere, but there was nothing. She ran out and shouted, "Who entered my shop? Thief! Ariaria, come oh! They have killed me!" People gathered immediately to inspect the shop, but there was no sign of burglary. So they exchanged suspicious glances and started to whisper, "E be like e don set oh, her juju don expire." Another trader nodded. "I knew she was using something. Nobody sells like that with clean hands." That afternoon, the Textile Association called an emergency meeting and suspended Asa from attending any more gatherings until further notice. Her name became hot gist, and everyone avoided her like Ebola. Even Sunday, the hustler boy, now worked for Mama Prosper. When Asa saw him and tried to wave, he turned his head away quickly, as if he was looking for imaginary mosquito. Left with no option, Asa decided that it was best to start afresh because even the money she kept in her safe had disappeared with everything. She went to Madam Nkechi, a popular fabric seller who owned 3 shops. "Auntie, please, can I perch in your shop, even if it is to be your apprentice?" But Madam Nkechi didn't even let her finish. Mba biko, no, we don't need any bad luck here. Go and find your helper elsewhere." She tried others too, but they all chased her away instantly. In the space of 1 week, Asanewewu went from a queen to a beggar. She finally packed her things, just a small Ghana must go bag, and left the markets. Ariaria had chewed her up and spat her out like old chewing gum. A few months passed and people forgot about Asa. New vendors came and business continued. Even the shop she used to own was now rented by a woman selling baby clothes. But then, one Tuesday morning, something funny happened. A big brown Asepa truck rolled into town. Asepa was the sanitation team in Aba, those people who swept the roads and picked up trash. They stopped near Ariaria as usual for cleanup. People continued their business until someone shouted, "See oh, is that not Asa?" Everyone turned, and there she was. Asa was wearing a green reflective vest, sweeping gutter with long broom, packing dust into black waste bag, and sweating. Mama Prosper nearly fainted from shock. "Asa, you are not sweeping gutter?" Asa looked up and waved casually. "Good morning, ma. Longest time." Someone else shouted, "Ah, the queen of lace now they pack wastes." People gathered to watch the epic scene. Some felt sorry for her, while others laughed. One market woman saw her and shouted, "Ah, Asa, now you make me spend my rent money for lace, so this life no balance." Asa smiled. "Auntie abeg, forgive me now. At least the lace fine small." They laughed it off, but truly, Asa had been humbled. Every morning, she carried her broom like a trophy and swept with energy because she needed to hustle for her urgent 2K. Thank you for watching the story. One lesson that resonates more with me in the story is the rush syndrome that often blinds us in our journey in life. We are often tempted to want to compare ourselves with other people in their lane, forgetting that there is something called process. It is very wrong to compare your morning with someone else's evening because you don't know the amount of time and effort the person spent before attaining that height. Even though overtaking is allowed, life is also in process. So, rather than looking for dubious or cunning ways to overtake your seniors, pray for God's grace and speed because only Him can truly give you the speedy progress that will last. But while at it, learn and enjoy the process because when the results start to show, the long process and wait would definitely make sense. So besties, what lessons did you learn from the story? I would love to read your comments in the comment section. Share the story out with your loved ones and give the story a thumbs up. And please subscribe to this channel if you've not done so by now. Until I bring another story your way. Bye.